Hi, I'm Honey Owens, and I play in a band called Valet. Well, tonight and on tour, Brian from Nudge is playing samples on a sampler and pedals and a little bit of guitar, and then I play a bunch of pedals and a couple like looping pedals and delay and distortion and sing through my pedals, but then also use a regular mic. And then Bradford plays drums, and so it's the three of us for this tour. But in town, where I live in Portland, it changes. Like sometimes there's like 7 people playing with me. Sometimes it's by myself. It just depends on who's around. And it's been fun this year to play with other people in the band and have them just do whatever they want to do. And like I just do what I do, and then they just do what they do with me. And it's pretty cool. I like it. before Valet, I was playing with Tom Greenwood and Jackie O Motherfucker for the past, since '95, when I first moved to Portland. And then I met Brian Foote from Nudge and started playing with him and Paul Dickow. And then I also had a girl band called Tra La La, which is a pop band that we did for like maybe a year or two. And then before all that, when I lived in San Francisco, my roommate and my friend Larry and I had a band called Blonde Nation, and it was stand-up drums, bass, and vocals, and I sang. It's like you're the one talking and everyone's listening, and if they stop listening or they're bored or they're angry or they're whatever, sad, I definitely react to it. I mean, sometimes, actually on this tour, we have this kind of idea of a set, but sometimes I just flip the script instantly and cut it out early or bring it down or bring it up or do faster or slower, depending on what the vibe is like. And I generally only play for such a short amount of time that hopefully people won't get, they won't have time to be bored before it's over. But yeah, I can feel them. I can hear people talking about like their laundry or their roommate's girlfriend, and I hear it. And sometimes I'm like, oh God, I can't concentrate, or it takes me. But then I'm like, well, why am I up here? We could just listen to records and I'll talk. I don't even have to play. I got records over there. With Valet, it actually started in 2002, maybe even a little sooner than that, in 2001, because I'd been playing with Jackie O and Nudge, and it was like everyone else's vision, and I was really into playing with them and helping them sort of I don't know, like flesh out their music or something. And then but I realized that I was kind of into like a darker sound that wasn't necessarily, it didn't really work out in their projects. And I had just learned how to use Logic on a PC. Brian taught me how. And so I just started recording and making some like dark ambient music and learning how to program drums and sort of just it was sort of like a place for me to just be myself, and where it didn't matter what I did, and it was all good, and it was music that I wanted to hear. And so I did that, and then I met this videographer who we were into the same things, and he had a computer, and we started doing MIDI mapping between my audio and his video, and that was kind of cool. It was like I don't know, we were both into soundtracks, and we had this idea of creating like rooms with visuals and audio. But then my computer died, and then I started becoming really busy with work, and so I just stopped working on the project. But then when I quit my job and had more time, I picked it back up again, and that's when I did Blood is Clean. And I did it without him because he was busy, or our schedules weren't matching up, but I mean, I would work with him again in the future. I just wanted to make something that was totally free of pressure, expectations, and make it something that I wanted to hear, basically. Blood is Clean was really about being solo and in my own subconscious, whereas Naked Acid, I invited different people to play on it, and also, I got really into the idea of collaborating again, because I sort of miss playing in Jackie O and Nudge sometimes, just for the jamming aspect of like ideas. And so my friend Maria, who's a painter and a graffiti artist, I sort of look up to her because has all this natural talent, and she doesn't really put herself out there. She's kind of like a closet artist, but she's really amazing. And then I had been poring over the Maddie Klarwein gallery online. I actually Googled the word blues, but image searched it, and one of his pieces came up, and I was like, oh, I love that dude. So then there was a period where we were making flyers with all his art for shows around town, or we were getting really into him, and then that's when I was like, Maria, you could totally, this is like up your alley, you should make the Valet cover. And she said, all right, I'll do it. And it's kind of like she never heard of Maddie Klarwein before. She's younger, I think she's like 21. and her artwork really reminds me of it, but it's also totally her own, you know. So she was cool. It was cool for her to see his stuff and, I don't know, just make a painting, you know. I've always had really intense stage fright, which is a lot of the reasons why I didn't do a lot of major touring with Jackie O or Nudge, or why Valet doesn't usually play out very often. And I have a hard time because recording, I can just make it sound and look exactly how I want it, because I do have a vision, or I have a vision of it being beautiful and just enveloping. And I find that I have a hard time recreating that live, because to do that live every night, you have to like do a lot of premeditation, and then do that over and over again. And that's the part of the music that bores me, or that's the part. I'm kind of lazy in that level. Like I have this amazing DVD that E-Rock made for me to shoot on us, and we had this like idea that would be part of our set, but I hate having to set it up and go find the thing to do the thing and get the people to play with you and the van, you know, like and then have it be a certain way every night. Like I want it to be, and it also has to be based on if I feel like playing, and I only feel like playing, you know, maybe once or twice a week in real life. And so to have to be able to improvise and to really feel what you're doing, it's kind of a lie for me to actually feel like playing every single night on tour. You know, it's like I have to. It's challenging for me, and so I have to accept failure of like not having my set be what I want it to be, and then also be okay with it sometimes playing the same songs, you know. And I keep thinking that I'll get over that, and if I keep touring, I'll get over that feeling. But I'm getting older, and I've toured a lot, and it hasn't really changed. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, or maybe it'll just be what it is.